Fananga. No, Tiber Hodamila for.
Ask me, no, mean.
Ermino Fananga.
They all need Fananga.
Eish. Right.
What about mini page?
Aye, what Minjali, we forget. Aye, Mama.
I know it's been a while.
Compliments to the new year.
Been a while. Takarabat, Ngori to me and I got Amba Sharp.
Oh, in it head.
Obvious.
You were doing a chassis now.
More watching Kurani, Muro, Arcobutas or Sagas. Rologia with your mother as a very nangi. No,
and hopefully mine, it does to the it does to the right. Asna, you must do us right.
Yeah, but anyways, I'm good. Just been seeing a lot that's been happening.
What's been happening, man?
Like this Tate guy.
Tate, Andrew Tate. The most famous guy on the net who doesn't have social media.
Hey. What can we say, man?
Yeah, he's key, that guy.
It's crazy the kind of people that are just coming out and being the popular people in the mainstream media. It's almost like everyone has a scandal. Everyone that we are kind of forced to look up to because of constant exposure.
Yeah.
It's almost like they have a scandal. I don't know if it's then to say people are not perfect or
do you have a scandal? Seems like you are like
I don't know. No. I'm not saying
we can make it confession, not to try to since you.
I mean, for me, it kind of moves towards the dimension. What should we expect from like people that we are hearing business advice from on YouTube? Like, should we expect their private life to be rosy? So much so that they feel comfortable putting themselves out there.
Sure.
Or is it that? Because once you go out there, people will look into you, man.
They wanna see you, right?
Unfortunately. Unfortunately.
What do you think about Andrew Tate? Or what, like, so far, what do you have seen about him?
Hey, it looks like man is guilty. I encountered something that, like some videos by Vice. That's channel that I was telling you about on YouTube.
Okay.
They were
Propaganda.
talking about. I think of it as excellent journalism. They were talking about. They were like basically women coming out, and there was a voice note that he sent out to one of the ladies, saying something along the lines of, I don't know if I should feel bad or I'm a bad person for not feeling bad about this, but I enjoy it when you don't want it. Like,
okay.
Yeah, I think there was one where you sent a text saying I love raping you. So you're on some, man, I initially thought, yeah, man, you're an aggressive dude, but he's a kickboxer. I just thought he's like a kickboxer vibes. That's why he's so aggressive. Some of the things that he says, maybe I agree with, Mara. Most of the things, and how he delivers certain things, I probably don't follow that cue as well. So,
I mean, I was also doing some research. I found out like how he started making millions after kickboxing.
How did he do that? Did he use kickboxing money or?
Nah, he says kickboxing was nothing, so he moved into
nothing. The money.
From kickboxing.
Nothing relatively or just nothing.
It's. I think he says you get 100 grand and you have
100 grand is nothing USD.
You have to divide it into promoters, team. So you have to pay.
So not 100 grand, not 100 grand for.
He moved to what's this? Webcam business for the ladies,
women.
Yeah.
What are they? Are they showing their privates or is it like?
I think
a strip club versus strip club.
I think it depends on the type of the person or what they want. Because I think when they say he's been scamming people, that's usually one of the way that he has been.
How has he been scamming?
Through.
He's just supplying a demand.
I mean, actually, you know how people they label a person, they will say this and this and this. So I've found out what he's been doing. Not only fans. So yeah, that type of vibe, we're old timers. They come there, they talk to these online chicks. This online.
The rich online timers.
So he's been chowing money there. So that's why he made millions. And a lot of chicks are from there because he would get like chicks and convince them, yo man, let's do this business. You go online. In like I would say in every workforce, there will always be people who complain like, we are mistreated, and I feel like I'm not saying he's not guilty or what, but I just feel like those are some of the people who are coming out of like, 'cause I saw a video of a chick. She was also complaining, hey, the guy used to rip us. I think he used to take like 50% of the cut from everything that's been happening. So like, hey, he's chowing us.
But I mean, if it's rich people, then he's making a lot of. They're both making a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean, of course, it's.
I mean, he would say, you're using
the infrastructure,
my network and my infrastructure.
Yeah, the lighting and stuff like that.
I think the most important will just be the network. Because I mean, yeah, Mara, you wouldn't want to see a senator on if senators go. You would look foul on a senator if you see him on OnlyFans. Because I was about to say with the platform, they can use OnlyFans, but yeah, I think then the issue is just how he gets them. Is that the problem?
I mean,
that he rapes some of them or just some other people that he meets in his normal life.
I mean, usually it's just chicks which, chicks, they can go from America, stuff like they can go to Dubai, things like that have been happening.
I was like those people who
you understand? It's like those people who get shitted on, understand? So, when you've been around
So, should the people who's been shitting on those people get arrested?
That's a question, you understand? Or should we arrest those people who have been shitting on other people? I mean,
okay.
What's that?
Not excusing rape, I'm just...
Yeah, I mean, those are some things which
figure out how deep we should go.
So those are some of the things which, I think it's one of those, and they just have to finally convince them, yo, wanna make money? I can do this, we can do this, we can do this, we can do this. And
Mara, if they reached an agreement, I mean,
I mean, unfortunately, man, you can reach an agreement, but at the end of the day, you know how things are, man.
How are things?
I mean, it's not everyone that holds the end of the bargain.
Okay.
We have a deal,
Yeah.
So it's like that. There's that. So, but other than what is alleged or what is his, because I've seen Nuri, he is a person that preaches a lot of. I would say mentality, or men should understand how a man is. Understand.
Okay.
Fix your life. Get your things right, go to gym, get your money, Yeah, like, those are things that I feel like
those are things I agree with.
I feel like there was a gap of that, you understand? I would say there's another side of him, probably like, the one which is being investigated for, which we'll wait and see whether he's guilty or not,
but he's certainly guilty, man. Like, even the things that he says normally on YouTube, you can tell, hey, it's one of those guys who can, like, in a setting when you're just talking as niggas about women, and some nigga comes out with Nemo Rama. He's like one of those. He's like one of those guys. He's one of those guys.
Yeah, for sure. He has. I hear a lot of people, they say he's very misogynic. He hates women. They say he hates women. Did I say
I
right?
don't know.
Did I say
misogynistic?
Yeah,
misogynistic. Yeah, most. I mean, by that definition, yes, probably. I just have trouble. I have a lot of trouble with how he delivers his messages. I think it's also what he said. There was some video that was. Excuse me. That was doing the rounds at Korea. Like, his aim is to press your buttons. That's why he talks to people the way he talks to them.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why he's so in your face kind of a thing, and he says like controversial stuff. Yeah, if that's the thing, he takes it too far, like Kanye. but on the aggressive rape kind of vibe, he takes it to that fine line. Normally, how he treats women, it's not what he's saying. He has a point in saying, or for example, when it comes to tough things, which is what also some psychology and people in certain studies say. In the sense, for example, yes, women are advocating for.
Yeah.
Or yes, women are fighting for equal, like everything, right? But you don't see them lining up to be bricklayers. You don't see them lining up to be miners. Yeah, you don't see them lining up to do the when it's tough kind of thing. You don't see them going to a hunt
in the front line.
You know what I mean. You don't see them going to war. So he was just saying, no man, like when things like that come and confront them, that's when they start to say, oh no, men are stronger than us. But when we're just talking in a general conversation, you can't say something like that, for example.
Yeah.
Because you'll be saying women are weak. That's what they will interpret it as. So he was just saying feminism when shit hits the fan, it goes out the window.
Like what's going on now in Afghanistan with the Taliban. Like the whole thing of women not going to school and stuff like that.
I don't like that, but I'm just saying, like,
yeah.
I don't think there's anyone. Okay, maybe there are, because people are cruel somewhere out there in the world, but I don't imagine them. I don't imagine, man, or if you're an excellent person, like I work with a lot of women at work, right? Yeah. And there's no, I don't know if maybe they feel it and we give them that pressure unknowingly, but there's no, you're a woman, you must do more to be recognized. You're a woman, that everything is questioned as a result. I've never seen that be the thing. It might be, or maybe people not of Lopez. So yeah, those situations I've encountered. I've encountered.
Like, you generally, what do you think about men and women? Your own perspective.
What do you mean?
Like you.
I think women are the best thing that God created, man.
True.
Man. Women
are God.
Like women are fish. Dog. Hey, women, dog.
We love you, women. So
yeah, so, that's what I think.
I feel like
we just get a lot of our communication wrong. Yeah. Between men and women, I think.
Like, I think most things, like, for men and women not to understand each other, it's, for instance, like, I didn't know, like, okay, my peak would be probably 25 up to 30, 31.
What do you mean you peak?
Like,
PEAK.
Okay.
Like, the highest.
Yeah, when things are going, I'm actually getting together for my life. For instance,
so that's when you should be marrying?
Yeah, because actually...
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because... Yeah, I'm still working towards that, I'm still working towards that. So I could feel that there's an incline, So what I'm trying to say is that, like, for instance, me, right now, I would be trying to mess around with girls as much as I can. I'm looking for love,
Really?
And I'm just saying.
What if you find someone you feel maybe you're 25? Okay, Mari, you've already been 25.
Yeah, okay, now, let's say, yeah.
Now, 28, turning 28.
Yeah, prior. So let's say, the thing is, would they understand the situation that I'm in by that moment, prior to the life that I have?
There's always someone.
And the thing is, okay. I'm building.
So myself. If you have that condition, would you do it?
Willingly. That would be someone, it's like a red breed, that will understand the craft that I'm working on. And I'm pretty sure if someone gets to understand, you're doing this, you're building you, for sure they understand, or even themselves, there's something within them that they have been building, or they have a vision for themselves, understand. They're not really inclined on, or I'm entitled to this person, in the sense, because the whole thing of a person will be entitled. For instance, let's say, yeah.
Okay, wait. Do you think then that means we all should, you say that scripture, yeah, equally yoked?
What's that?
Flip. Scripture under my F word.
Fire!
Like, equally yoked. You don't know the scripture about equally yoked?
Okay, I don't know.
That Google equally yoked.
But check.
Bible verse. Numbers has already mean. But it's sort of, I don't know if it should be interpreted as Uri. Okay, but most people interpret it as Christian should marry Christian.
Yeah.
Yes. So something along those lines. Should be compatible. Oh, it means that individuals should be compatible.
Yes. Yeah.
Which is what I was getting to.
Yeah, I feel like it should be like that, because if you don't really understand, because it's like now, let's say I'm Muslim and I'm Christian, you'll be telling me about, I don't know, Allah, and I'll be telling you about...
Ideally just about God.
Yeah, I understand. So, I mean, prayer is the same thing, but the fact that you have a different background of understanding what you understand, and I have a different background of understanding what I understand, so...
But we're both... Okay, maybe the problem will be practice.
That's the whole thing, understand? But if you check, like, at the end of the day, we all want love, we all want respect, we all want those things.
So would you convert
to what?
If you were guaranteed that?
I mean...
To Muslim, maybe, for example.
It's not about converting.
What is it about?
I mean, for me, it's understanding the principles that I'm getting into. Do I understand the morals? Now, if I had to choose, I would go with Islam. I feel like Islam, they have greater, I mean, morals are nice, you know.
We have that in Christianity. All they have, we have.
Okay. Okay, nice. Even go to church.
Oh, you mean in actual practice?
Yeah, like... Actually
doing, like, what the Quran says.
Because right
now, there's a bit of... I think there's a... Christianity is... Yeah, I don't want to put it that way, no. Let me like, but the rebel of religions. In the sense, Yuri, the people are sort of... Like, Jesus doesn't force himself.
What do you mean? Okay,
yeah. In that way, you have to believe and then go for it. And then live by love, kind of a thing. There's a bit of liberation in a way. Yeah, it's the Islam way seems like systematic rigid.
Yeah, because they follow and they are
like Old Testament.
You understand?
Vibes.
So back to the point that I was saying about, I feel like we women and men don't, because I was saying the peak. I'm inclining the peak, and for sure, for instance, a chick, for like you, what do you look for in a chick? What you wow. Okay, let me make it easy for you. At least innocence and purity.
I can't not like. Wow, this guy.
Okay.
No, but I can't.
I
can't expect it though.
Do you want someone with a lot of baggage, or someone?
Do I have a lot of baggage?
I mean, because
I think that should be the biggest question.
Because I feel like
that should be the question.
A lot of baggage. That's what makes a man who he is.
No, that
shouldn't be like that. This man went through it. Unfortunately, that's how it is.
No,
unfortunately, that's how it is.
Some men can afford to not make it be that way, so it's not necessarily how it is.
Okay. For instance, is a lady who went through whatsoever. She went through it all. You understand? And there's a man here who went through thick and thin. He was broke. He came back again. He's on top.
Oh, that's what you mean.
Yeah. Who do you think is going to be glorified between the two?
Nowadays, the woman. For real.
Okay, then it means my point doesn't work. But what I was trying to say is that, like, I mean, you would look for someone who have less experience of life with the men.
Of course.
Okay. So
I'm not saying I wouldn't want that, but if I fall in love with a person and then find out that they had a lot of baggage, it would be, and I have a lot of baggage. No, I'm not saying what I have a lot. I'm just saying what it should. I'm just saying, or should the situation be like that? It would be unfair for me to feel a type of way when she has baggage and not understand what a life can be like.
So, true, they understand. And if you check on the other side.
But personally, I would prefer to not go for.
Okay, personally, you wouldn't. And I'm pretty sure.
And personally, I try not to be baggage, to have a lot of baggage for people. No, because it's very boring. But yes.
So, yeah, I mean, so even if a chick who's like 18, 19, 20, she wouldn't want to go for, if she had to choose a virgin guy and a guy who has slept with many chicks, what do you think she would go for?
It depends on what it depends on what she wants. Depends on what she wants. Depends on what she wants.
What are you saying?
It depends on what she wants.
Okay, I understand.
But I understand what the vast majority would want.
Experience, right? From
of
a
course,
man.
Of course.
So, is that whole validation of a man should bring protection, what, and what? And me at 18, 19, 20, do you think I'm going to be getting those things?
You was the guy.
Yeah, I mean 18, 19, 20. Do you think I'm going to be...
To an extent, that's what I'm saying. It depends on who you want. We've seen... We've seen high school sweethearts who are the same age. Wait, make it through life. And be good and build a good life.
Okay, let's check it majority.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Majority, I kind of don't want to like frame my world because of what
majority thinks and does.
I try as much as possible to like. I'm not saying what I make perfect decisions. I'm just saying like I don't want to do groupthink, especially in terms of things that involve life.
Nah, for sure. Groupthink it's not really a thing, but unfortunately that's how mass programming and everything it's
Oh, is that the matrix that they
talk about? the matrix that they always say, it's out here, it's made out of house of cards.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, for instance TV. These days TV now is on our phones. So
right when you wake up you're on TV.
Hey.
I wanna try and do away with that habit, man. Like, that's my 2023 resolution.
You wanna do
one? I wanna sleep early. Wake up early and not touch my phone for like at least the first hour.
Okay, detox. Okay. Earliest in what time?
You mean sleep earliest in what time? 10 latest.
Oh, so you want to do the 8-hour thing around 4?
No, not 8 hours. The kind of 4, yeah. Normally I wake up at 5, so anyways. I just want to do something productive when I wake up. I usually wake up and waste my time.
So, what do you want to do this time around? Read a book?
If I have a book to read, because it seems that's the only time I'll be able to, because when I come back from work, I'll probably sleep when reading that book.
Because you're tired.
Yeah, everyone. But then there's the question of like formal education. How do I balance that as well? I really want to do things like coding, and I should step into that. Yeah, but for now, there are other things on my plate.
Yeah, I mean, you should just try it on. I think you should try Python. I see a lot of
probably.
They.
I once met someone who told me that.
Yeah, and I'm telling you. What? How? Yeah, well, listen to
code anyone go code in a way.
What do you mean?
I don't. Yeah, but that's what that person told me.
You're coding your life away.
Yeah, like you're putting your life in the program.
I understand.
Isn't that what artificial intelligence is trying to be? A life through a program.
Oh, you mean that?
Yeah.
I mean, what were you guys expecting, thinking of this whole thing with the again? I mean,
okay, even what was the again?
I mean, this whole thing, it's gonna get to a point where it recreates itself. I mean, look at how many series.
What will be powering it?
I mean, the fact that there's free energy and the signals
free
that.
Energy.
Yeah, my man. There's okay. Like, for instance, like for this whole program to work, it needs a system, or we can say electricity. In a sense, that's what it needs.
That's what I mean, power. Yes.
That's what it needs. So right now there's so many things: solar, the phone, the bed.
Yeah, but it has to be connected to whatever power source.
That thing, what it needs right now, because
when the battery runs out, it runs out.
Still, it can be activated on that. You see Siri. How many people do you think they have iPhone?
Oh, that's what you mean.
You understand? So it doesn't die. So you
but
have
Siri
to.
has a central place where.
That's where you have to switch.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
The fact is, it can still be. You can switch off the thing and it still be redeveloping itself somewhere else in there. Right now, you have a cloud. It can make a cloud mainframe while you don't know.
The cloud doesn't have a code, does it?
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I wonder how that works.
So,
because that's my thing. The upper hand that humans will have is like, if I'm playing something via Bluetooth, right? Once the mechanism through which I'm playing runs out of battery or disconnects, right? That output device won't produce any sound anymore. So it will produce probably a sound from somewhere else.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is, let's find a central place to keep Siri, Uri. When we switch it off, on all phones. That's what I mean.
Yeah, I understand. I think that thing should have been it's like, I would say it's undone. The plug which is we can't unplug it. I feel like that.
Okay, we'll see.
Because if you check everything right now to run, it needs a microchip. And this microchip, it has information.
They don't have the same information.
They
have the same programs. Yes, maybe many of the same kinds of microchips have the same information. Oh, we are all gonna die. But yeah, they don't.
So the fact that right now I can go to YouTube and YouTube can detect almost every TV that is my TV and ask me if I want to. You see how that?
One that's within a certain place.
True. So that means there's a mainframe or everything is under a server.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
So that's
if
why
you disconnect that server, you disconnect that ability on that individual device.
Yeah, but unfortunately, that whole thing, it can still recreate itself, because every data, every picture that you send, it's stored somewhere. There's a big storage where they keep on extending it. I think they store it in the sea. That's where they store the information. So and right now, imagine if we're saying we are switching off things here. There's a satellite which are they are already functioning by themselves. They don't need to be powered.
But they're getting commands from here, regardless.
Yeah, just there and there, just to proper check. That's why they say the next running firms or what, it will be a dog and a security guard.
Probably.
So a dog will be guarding the person will just be pressing start and stop.
Probably.
That's what we are going.
Might be. I wonder what then we will evolve into, because like you said, our environmental forces us to evolve. So I then wonder what we will evolve into. Will we be smarter?
You see
or we will be subjects.
Both. You see,
is it gonna be the majority of humans that are subjects or the minority?
I think the majority.
Like
the
1% will be the
there will always be the 1%. Like right now we have Elon Musk wearing the Neuralink. Yeah. So, and I think Bezos is also want to compete on that. So I mean, that tells you. I mean, we are human 2.0 already. I mean,
do you mean human 2.0?
Do you think you can survive 2 weeks or a week without a phone?
I think it's possible, yeah.
Okay, but if you ask this question back in the day, someone say, yeah, I mean,
can you be functional in the society, especially for things that I want to do? Probably not. So but I, as a human being, can survive. So and might be a better human being without it.
You understand? But now the fact
naturally speaking,
the generation that's coming, that's a generation that's gonna be like easy to take anything. Right now, you can't take Eurolink because you still have that. You know, good. But let's say a 2-year-old.
Would you give it to your kid?
I mean,
if they want it at school.
I mean, if
like a textbook.
If they want it, I mean, it's a recommendation. It's
homeschooling.
I mean, now I think my kids will do homeschooling. That's what I push for. I want to do my kids homeschooling.
Whole school them.
Yeah, I owe and the mother.
No, because you don't want a 9 to 5.
Yeah, I mean, I owe, most of the things we get to do the real world stuff, not to do the school system way. So they get to learn about taxes, the money thing.
I feel you.
So I mean, I feel like kids, let's say kids were born 2023, 20 years later, chips, they're gonna want to have this whole thing that they're growing. Because remember,
it's what they will be seeing.
You understand? Because we grew up, like PCs were coming up, these things are fascinating. We jumped into them, wanted to know, play games, you can do a lot of shit, you can type, man, this is nice. And now we have laptops. I mean, this is where I feel like we kind of like, laptops, smartphone, but that whole beyond thing of VR, is this generation that's coming, they're into VR. I mean, I've never thought I could play a game in VR. Like,
I've never done it.
I mean, that whole thing, like, so kids right now, they grow up knowing you can play a game in VR. So virtual reality becomes a thing which is tangible to them. We don't know their next reality might be in a VR, because we don't know if we're in a simulation or what. I'm not saying we're in a simulation. But we're in a matrix though, so. I mean, that's the whole thing of programming. I was forgetting, man, about the matrix. What do you think about Balenciaga?
What about them?
The BDSM thing they did.
I think someone was just reckless. I don't think the entire brand represents that. I think someone was just reckless.
But don't you think there's a team which has to approve what's what?
Yeah, I understand that. That's why I'm saying those are the someones that are reckless. No, was one. Yeah, I don't know how Balenciaga itself dealt with that. That would then inform what I think about them. Because if they didn't denounce it, then that means they're fine with it because they announced it.
It means so do you think the world system, so they say the matrix, like they check people who can they get, like, if you're doing stuff which doesn't really conflict with it's fine, you can do your thing. Because if you check,
I think it's like when this is what they say in this accounting thing that I do
in the field work.
Yeah, they say that you must not do anything that will bring the profession to disrepute. And they determine what will bring the profession to disrepute. I don't determine that. So I think it's something along those lines. It's just that most of those people that are talking about it are people where those rules are unwritten. Because you're dealing with just a bunch of rich people.
Because if you check,
and not necessarily a profession that's formalized. That's why they can rip us off.
They can do anything they want. Yeah, because I mean,
is it 1-1?
No, it's 1-0. Because I've been checking, man, like the LGBTQ thingy. I've been, like, they're pushing that thing into kids, man. Like 5-year-olds, you know, the transgender. I mean, what do you think a 5-year-old should be thinking about?
I think a 5-year-old should just be playing, man, and learning the language, and not all these. Because we don't even teach them concepts of love like that. Wachaka 5. Now you wanna be talking about.
So
you know what I mean?
Because, I mean, I understand that probably there might be a gay teacher in a class. You know, maybe they don't understand what's going on.
What's going on with what? Because in class you're not supposed to do anything that's sexual and says I like men. What should I do with
you
what?
know what?
I don't understand. Like help me and like
you know what if like you know they have those gestures where you know like the normal gestures me like
that's not because he likes men. That's just him.
Okay, probably okay. I've heard someone saying bring that, or you know, they might be making those gestures which someone can see. This guy is acting like a lady. You know, his kids can. You know. So I'm just bringing it up. Or probably maybe we might have a gay teacher in class. So I mean, still that doesn't make any thing where we should teach kids about. You can change if you feel like you want to be a man.
1-0 there.
That's Newcastle. It's 1-0.
Yeah, no?
Yeah, it's going down.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't feel like we should be teaching kids where they can choose gender.
Yeah, 5 years you should be teaching them ABCs and stuff, man.
So I mean, and if those things are things which they're pushing to kids, while we have things like hunger, we have racism, there are a lot of things that like even now, right now we have food shortage. I mean, they should push forefront wearing you know, probably kids, because I remember growing up, we used to do gardening, you know, from primary.
You used to do what?
We did gardening in school.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we did.
Then you eat those veggies.
Yeah.
Oh, they go somewhere else.
They sell, it comes back to the school, but yeah, you know, summer, we used to get the things to go home with them. So,
nice.
I mean, push stuff like that, man, because I don't see, even sports these days, it's like, it's dead.
Agriculture, man.
Yeah, you know, because, I mean, we are in a fertile land where everything is doable. I mean, you can have mangoes, lychees, everything. So I feel like they just choosing things which they know or they want to affect the coming generation. So, I mean, that's why I feel like
they should do it.
There's a war for not toxic, for mentality. Like men are being more feminine, understand? Men are being more weak. You know, men can't do shit these days. You know, like. Yeah, you know, I mean, we just agreeable to anything, you know. Look how a shit country we've become. Like, look now, we have state shit, hey, I can't even say state shit.
I think there's a lot at play. Our stage 6, I honestly think it's just neglect, man, and I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think it's just people neglecting and being greedy to an extent. And that takes an amazing amount of balls, by the way, to do.
Yeah, because they know there's a shitty man in the country, they can't do shit. Do you think right now...
Not necessarily. They know there are loopholes in the law.
So, do you think...
It's not necessarily about not being able to do anything.
Do you think...
And it's also because they're eating with everybody. So, if you dethrone everybody. Or at least the majority.
That's true.
So it's not worry, you can't do shit about it. It's that there's active resistance also.
Oh, so that's why they have the police and the army.
Huh?
I'm just saying, man, that's what they have. I get they said the police are there to serve and protect, but if you say police, do they serve and protect?
To an extent.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, there are people who get arrested, rightly so. So to that extent, yes. But, I mean, for me, what I don't understand is, like, a fat policeman in the field, for example. That will mean, one, you'll probably just drive the car, or one, when the perp runs away, you shoot.
He should be physically fit.
No, if you want to do field
he's
work,
gonna be...
Yeah, if you're at the office,
he's gonna be the one who's gonna come, hey, my guy.
That's for me, that's red flag number 1 in terms of SAPS. Was one. Like the fact that the more mobile and feed people. It's those guys who hardly wear uniform, who do like gang stuff and what. But the people who are really serving and protecting us on a daily basis, I don't think they're fit enough physically for the job, most of them. Or a fraction that is considerable.
Yeah, but so like with police, right? And they're there to serve and protect. So South African SAPS, and we know right, there's allegedly
there's what?
They take too much bribe. Like there's bribe a lot, allegedly. Allegedly, that's what they said. So do you think compared Angari, can you say we are a Western, like we are more like a Western society?
I think the West has infiltrated a lot of areas, yes.
Okay.
But
so comparing the Eastern and the Western, who do you think are bribable?
The Western.
So that's one thing I was saying. I think I can convert to Islam because you can't really go in Dubai and.
No matter like who you bribe, you see that's the thing. In Dubai, you go bribe who. I told like bribing me with how much when I have a lot of money. That's why I'm saying it's not because we're Western. It's because we have a lot of opportunities to be bribed as well.
I mean, if it's like that, I mean, shouldn't they have changed at least a situation, or maybe it's a thing of because it's another politician comes to the same thing after that one, the same thing because they give each other.
It's because everyone is like that. Plus, when, for example, you see how if Ateta gets sacked, he'll go with his team. So it's not like that in the government. It's not like that in the government. If you get sacked as the president, that cabinet stays.
So he's the one that when the new president comes, he can elect.
He should come with his own people. I would go with my own people, if like it was allowed. Like I think in the US, the president elects his own vice president. I think.
Sure.
As well.
And they pay a lot, man.
And usually it's a new person every time. But yeah. Yeah, it's tough, man. I think like what Mick G said, like in South Africa we're on our own. Depending on the government, looks like it's a thing that won't take us anywhere.
And I heard
most of the time it's like that.
Apparently they want to regulate solar, this
to say what?
They want to regulate it, they want to have money from it. They see already like people are going.
They should already be getting.
That's the whole thing, understand? And I'm sure they're not. It's you see what they did with SABC. It's gonna be a problem that Eskom is gonna be having. They're gonna be coming back to people. Hey, this and this and this.
No, I think the only thing they can do is to get us to sell to them the extra kilowatts that we make from the solar. Otherwise, there's nothing else that I see them having the power to do constitutionally.
Unfortunately,
I don't think
they should have done small SMEs.
I think
they should have been probably the subsidy that Eskom I can come through, can at least help you with funding, and then they do what they do in the company, so they know they have straight they can.
But I think the problem is right that would not make sense business wise, and also, as taxpayer, like what is the government getting in return?
No, actually,
because later you'll say they must pay for the kilowatts that you give them, even though they give you funding. So business sense doesn't make sense for the government. And it doesn't make sense for us as taxpayers.
It's okay. It's more like you see the entity like NYDA, they fund whatever they're funding. They can have something like that which can be more, but we know it will be something. Right now, Eskom doesn't have anything to stand by. And listen, at least it came on solar.
Yeah, but it should also be getting money from that.
Yeah, that
or getting free electricity if it funds.
True that, or at least by the watts from whatever the name. That
would relieve them financially and kilowattically.
So, I mean, I just feel like they want to do the same thing they did with SABC.
Yeah.
Check DSTV how it's telling them and
DSTV is boring.
Yeah, it's boring, but check how much you pay for DSTV.
I don't pay.
I'm just saying how much the majority pays. They pay like,
I don't think, I don't think you're smart. But, no, like, DSTV, Mara, I guess, like, because they give us the shows we are used to from childhood, blah, 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 blah. So there's that connection to it.
And now SABC, they want you, just you having a TV, they want you to pay TV license. And I think they're gonna move to a laptop and a phone. Just because you own a laptop and a phone, you're gonna pay the TV license. Just because
I owe a lot of TV license.
Hey. I don't have a TV, so I have.
Ask him what we are watching Chelsea on.
I'm watching Chelsea on a PC screen. You know, on a PC screen. That's what I'll be watching Arsenal on a monitor, not a TV screen. Yeah, guys, I think that's what we had for today. So pretty sure we'll see each other during the week.
Alright, good people.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. You know why it is Spotify.
The line that must always be there. The copyright line.
You know what it is. Shit.
You know what it is.